for the New York Football Giants to begin preseason 2022. We promised you drama, even if it's the third or fourth stringers, but Graham Gano sends the Giants onto a road win, and we are off and running, welcoming you to NFL Total Access, the postgame show presented by NerdWallet. Scott Hansen here, Michael Irvin there, Willie McGinnis there. They want competition in the preseason? We had competition until the final play of the game, fellas.
Let's get it. And the Giants get that win on the final play. You say what you will. I know it's preseason, but it's nice when you get a win with a new offense in the first exhibition game. Right.
There's one locker room that's going to have music on in the locker room. There's another one that's going to be silent after the game. The Giants get the victory. Let's show you what you just saw for the last 3 hours right here on NFL Network. The live game that we had for you, first of 22 games. And, of course, Brian Daboll came in and said he was going to start his starters. The former Patriots assistant coach, Brian Daboll, kept his word. First team offense, first drive, and the Giants went right down the field here, guys. Daniel Jones to Darius Slayton.
But we talked about this. There's a lot of nice, safe passes because it was a new offense. They wanted to get in, get their feet wet, and have some early success.
They were letting everyone get their touches. Daniel Jones was throwing the ball. That's Saquon Barkley out of the backfield, catching it to make it a first-and-goal opportunity, and then inside of the 10-yard line, can't get the first down right there.
And let me tell you something, though. When you're the man, you're supposed to be the man. As Kenny Golladay didn't have a touchdown last year. You got to make these plays even in the preseason.
All right, so the Giants' first-team offense did get a field goal. It was 3-0, but you start your starters, pass protection, you better be tight.
Yeah, you got to do that. And you know what? Right here, nothing's open. Got to get rid of the football.
Get rid of the ball.
Because these guys are coming.
Right, then we talked about that. Will it throw the ball at the running back's feet? Just get rid of it.
All right, so on the other sideline here, who was going to call the plays for the New England Patriots? It was a big state secret all during preseason and training camp and whatnot. Well, everyone is saying it is Matt Patricia. He went with Brian Hoyer as the starting quarterback today. No Mac Jones in this game. And the ball would end up going back over. Then we got Hoyer getting it up top. Christian Wilkerson for 33 yards. Get a little goal line offense in. Hoyer tap dances, and there is the second-round draft pick out of Baylor, Tyquan Thornton. Catches a touchdown pass in his first preseason game.
And a great route. Inside release. The DB came with him. He thought he was going to cut him underneath. He bailed back out and made a perfect play.
Patriots have a rookie quarterback,
right here, guys.
Bailey Zappi.
And everybody got on Zappi saying this ball was going to throw. No, the ball was perfectly thrown. That receiver went too fast. That was zero coverage.
Either way, it was a touchdound that put the Patriots on top until you just saw moments ago the Giants roll down the field in the final minute and a half of the game and end up with a Graham Gano chip shot field goal to take the 23-20. Look, it's the Giants and the Patriots. Whether it's the Super Bowl or whether it's the first preseason game of the year for them, they come down to the final play and give us some fourth-quarter drama right there. Okay, guys, there were some highlights here for you.
Don't let them get you like that.
I wasn't there. I was in Cleveland. I know where he was going. I knew where he was going.
We're all good.
Always been like that.
Okay, a thought from you guys in a moment, but first we do want to let you know Mike Giardi from NFL Media is on the sidelines of that game. He's anticipating getting a one-on-one interview with Daniel Jones. So we'll see what the starting quarterback for the Giants has to say after his first preseason action. What do you two have to say about the decision of Brian Daboll to put the first-team offense in potentially harm's way, but to get their iron sharpened a little bit here early on?
But listen, you got a new offense. You got a new offensive system. You have to play your guys. You have to try to get these guys some confidence in what they're doing. There are a lot of things that you go over in practice, but the nuances of a real game, you got to get that work in. So I was quite all right with what Coach did, getting the Giants starters some work.
It was the obvious decision.
Right.
I mean, how else? He talked about live reps. You can't get live reps in practice, and you can't execute. You can't really get a 2-minute. You can't get a certain situation goal line, which, you know, teams got in the goal line, moving the ball. Like, there's so many different situations you can't emulate in practice full speed. You just can't do it. And to be honest, he is still evaluating a lot of these players on this team. So going forward, if you're implementing a system, like Mike said, on both sides of the ball, brand new systems, you got to see it going against, you got to get full reps, real reps.
With the Guardian caps off.
We're not just talking about offensive and defensive systems. We also are talking about implementing a system within the person. We're trying to change the culture of this space. We're trying to change We have a mindset that we're going forward at full speed at all times. That's what he's trying to accomplish.
Daniel Jones finishes 6 of 10, 69 yards. He had 2 series, led 1 field goal drive, and just seconds ago, he went one-on-one with our Mike Giardi.
All right, I know it's been a little bit. How did it feel to get game action today and obviously be productive, especially on that first drive?
Yeah, it felt good. Felt good to get out here, and, you know, it's always different being in a game situation, and the speed picks up a little bit. You go through the operation and now the huddle, so thought it was good. Some things to clean up, but felt good to be out here.
I know it's not game plan specific when you're playing against a team in a first preseason game, but can you feel some of the things that you've been working on this offseason and into the training camp taking hold?
Yeah, you can. You know, like you said, it's all pretty basic stuff, but you can feel the system and just the operation of it all, and it feels good to be able to do that in a live situation. So, yeah, it was good to get out here.
And lastly, just a healthy Saquon and what that means for the offense.
Yeah, I think that's huge. He's obviously a dynamic player in so many ways, handling the ball, throwing him the ball, so he does a lot for us, you know, obviously with his play, with his leadership and all that. So we're excited to have him back.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, and I believe that was Saquon Barkley. I think it was that he flashed in at the end there. Hey, they're walking off with a win. They get to feel good about themselves here early on in the preseason. The Giants read in a Boston accent. It's always, I can't do a Boston accent, but you folks at home can try yourself when you get the W. You're going to rub it into your former Super Bowl rivals. Whatever you can.
Enjoy it now. So you're not the only one doing it. Everybody's doing it.
Fellas, this is a massive, it's basically a referendum season for Daniel Jones.
It is.
At the end of this year, he could be a $100 million quarterback, or he could be looking for his next NFL team.
Right.
That's a wide spectrum of possibilities for him. What do you think about him going into this year?
Well, what I heard from that interview is he said system and operation a few times, which means you're not going to see a whole lot initially and then have all the answers, but it's how you handle all the situations that come up in the football game. And he also said live reps. Okay, going against somebody else where you don't know what they're going to do. It's not scripted. So they're not telling you what coverage is going to be or whatever the case may be. You don't know what's going to happen. So when you got to improvise and do certain things like that when
Peeking
plays.
at the play clock when it's going down.
Absolutely.
Working with the officials in their positions,
Knowing where you're at on the football field, down in distance, you know, sometimes the hurry up, 2 minute, all those things is crucial in the game, especially when you're implementing a new system with a new coach.
But you know what? I heard the rumblings, and I'm sure you guys heard the rumblings about, well, this is not Daniel Jones, guys. This crew didn't draft him. Look for Tyrod Taylor. He may win this job or he may take over this job. I saw tonight why those rumblings have been coming out, because that's what Tyrod Taylor must have been looking like in practice. And you see he ran the offense a little more crisp. That's why it was important, again, for those starters to get some reps in this offense. And Daniel Jones talked about that when he was talking about the operation, just getting it off and being able to see what he needs to see and get back to reading the plays. So yeah, I understand that. But I want to see Daniel Jones get some more time in this offense and let him get a little bit more comfortable.
Well, they invested a lot, right? He's a high, he's a first-round high pick. So you got to give him every single opportunity.
They want him. And I like the system for his talent, for his skill set. That read option, you know, these are easy reads. If you can get Saquon Barkley going and get everybody up, now you can pull that ball down and hit that slant route. I like this system for his skill set.
Saquon Barkley, in his entire career, Saquon Barkley had 6 snaps in the preseason. His entire career. In the first series of this game, he had 5 touches, 4 rushes, and 1 catch. So they're trying to get this whole thing working for the New York Football Giants after several years of struggles here. Hey, fans, you watch some preseason live on NFL Network. If you want to see all the preseason games out of market, you got to get NFL Plus.